Hi everyone, Nathan here with ATC Cooling and Heating in Kingsport, Tennessee. Today we're going to talk about HVAC related rebates. There are several kinds of rebates, but today we'll look at two of the very most common. Note, however, that we're not going to talk about tax credits because that is a very different thing. First, let's talk about manufacturers' rebates. Not uncommonly, HVAC manufacturers offer rebates on their equipment. Typically, these rebates are exclusive to the higher end models, think 18-SEER variable output communicating heat pumps, for example. And that leaves the basic equipment, well, with no rebates. As a consumer, it can be useful to take advantage of these, but there is a warning. The quoted price for qualifying heat pumps, air conditioners, and furnaces are often higher to compensate for the rebate. Why is that? Well, for most rebates, the manufacturer requires the distributor and the contractor to participate in the cost. The details vary, but as an example, a $1,000 rebate, behind the scenes, the manufacturer, the distributor, and the contractor may each cough up $333 of the rebate amount, or about a third each. Consumers get rebate checks straight from the manufacturer and think, well, it's all from the manufacturer, but really, everyone along the way is paying, and they all increase their prices a bit to compensate. The contractor, for example, may price a system that is normally $12,000 at $12,500 or even $12,750 in order to make up for the rebate requirement and the extensive paperwork that is required. And some contractors, well, like me for example, are just not fond of playing the game, and I don't really offer manufacturer rebates at all. Another type of rebate is the utility company rebate. These are often funded at the state level and are meant to encourage homeowners to improve the energy efficiencies of their homes. In Tennessee, the TVA, or Tennessee Valley Authority, spearheads these rebates. TVA is a federally owned corporation that was established in 1933 by FDR. It's responsible for flood control, power generation, economic development, and conservation of natural resources in the Southeast. And importantly for today, TVA offers rebates for heating and cooling systems, regular tune-ups, air sealing, water heating systems, and duct sealing. Now here's a map where TVA operates. It includes all of Tennessee and parts of Virginia, Kentucky, Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. Many of the utility companies in TVA's footprint feature high-dollar rebates for upgrading your home's HVAC units. On a side note, for those of my customers who live in Kingsport, Tennessee, however, I am sad to report that AEP is not among the utilities that offer rebates. Most others do, though. In fact, I counted more than 150 participating utility companies on the TVA website. For some examples, there are $250 to $400 rebates for installing efficient air conditioner systems. There are rebates for duct sealing and for getting a tune-up done, but the really good rebates are for heat pumps. For heat pumps, the rebates are $500 or $800. The difference is in the efficiency. Heat pumps with SEER ratings of 15 to 16.99 get $500, and those at 17 SEER 2 and higher get $800 rebates. Note too that the rebate is per system. So if your house has 2 heat pumps or 3 heat pumps or 4 heat pumps, you could get the $800 rebate times 2, 3, or 4 for quite a lot of money. There's also an $800 rebate for ductless mini-split systems, again, per system. Now the biggest rebate is for geothermal systems. The chart here shows the rebate at $3,000 per system, though on October 1st in 2025, that is changing to only $1,500 per system. Still a really good rebate. And that's also a good point to mention. Rebates from TVA and a lot of utilities, they change every year and sometimes multiple times a year. Some go up, some go down, some go away altogether. So always take advantage of the rebate when you can. However, rebates from the utility, that's the closest thing to free money that you can get. Most of my customers, for example, are already committed to replacing their heat pump system. The rebate is really just a nice bonus on top for them. You're probably thinking, I hear you, Nathan, rebates are good, but how hard is it to apply? Well, I can tell you that the rebate process is, well, it's not easy for me, but the customer has very, very little to do. The contractor goes online to TVA's website, fills out all the details like name, address, system type, AHRI matchup number, that's the specific qualifying system, heat load calculation, balance point calculation, and more. Then, when the rebate is approved, here's your part, the homeowner gets a notification and just has to confirm, yes, send me the rebate. TVA then mails a check directly to your home. How great is that? If you live in the TVA area, to get started, just visit TVA's website, which you can find at energyright.com. That's ENERGYRIGHT.com. Then select a participating contractor from what TVA calls its Quality Contractor Network. From there, it's easy. Get quotes, select your contractor, make sure that contractor is prepared to submit the TVA application, and get to work. Now, if you have any questions about rebates, TVA, or otherwise, or really anything HVAC, just drop us a note here or connect with us at atcservice.com. Thanks for watching.